welcome back to my Geekdom, guys. King Shadow Omega bringing you another One Piece rules, the third part of my power creep video, which is focusing exclusively on the Admirals and the Yonko. So, I really just wanted to address this weird thought that I've seen running around all over the internet on like every little forum I can imagine, not to mention comment sections on YouTube, etc. And that's this ideology that there's a Yonko tier and an Admiral tier. And the Admiral tier is below the Yonko tier. I don't know where this started. Oda never said this. I can assure you Oda never said this. And I don't know how it started. Like, I started thinking about it, I was like, how could it possibly, where did people get this idea? And I got two ideas. One is that pirates are the protagonists of this show. So maybe because people think, oh, pirates, you have an attachment to them, right? You're like, oh, okay, so that's why. So maybe people have like an attachment to pirates, and that's why they assume the Yonko are stronger, because they want that. But that's a bias. That's clearly what that would be. The other ideology is that the Yonko equal Admirals plus Shichibukai. Now, the key here is that it's Yonko. The Yonko are crews. They're not individuals. They're crews. Yeah, I mean, yes, technically a Yonko is an individual, but they have full crews and, of course, ally crews and they're whatever. So, that is part of the Yonko's power. So, realistically, and the Shichibukai, mind you, they're not on the equivalent levels of Admirals and Yonko. I mean, maybe Mihawk. You could argue Edward Weeble and Kumar are very strong, but I don't think they're Mihawk strong. I mean, clearly Doflamingo is on the same level as a sweet commander, like Cracker and Luffy. And Luffy's the link technically there. Probably on the same level as Jack. Now, I'm sure Mammoth Boys unite, right? I'm sure a lot of you are probably like, no, Jack's stronger. They're still same level, though. Like, there's a tier list, right? Tiers have, you know, different spots. Top tier, upper tier, whatever. Jack, Cracker, Luffy, and Doflamingo are on this upper tier. There are different spots along the tier. Okay, you could say, yeah, oh, Jack is the strongest. Oh, okay, that's fine. He's at the top of this upper tier then. That doesn't change that there are people below him on the tier that are still on his level. And that's what I wanted to get at. So, I'm trying to address this ideology of where this came from. And so I figured, okay, if you got people like the Yonko and the Admirals have done more feats, guys. We haven't seen anything from, literally, we haven't seen anything from the Yonko. The only Yonko we've seen do something is, of course, Whitebeard. Yeah, Blackbeard's done some stuff. I mean, he beat Ace. He beat Marco in the Payback War. We know that. He got his ass whooped by Whitebeard badly. So he wasn't even Yonko level then. And he got crushed by Magellan. Him and his whole crew got crushed by Magellan. So, yeah, then he got Whitebeard's fruit. That maybe you could say that's a power boost. I mean, I personally am not quite sure how I feel about that. And now we don't even know how strong he is now because he could have gotten more fruits. But, I mean, we know he's stronger than a Yonko commander because he beat Marco. And Marco fought pretty good against some of the Admirals. I don't think he was stronger than them because I didn't see anything from him that suggested that. But the man's pretty strong. Obviously, Shanks, the only thing we've seen is a couple of levels conquer his hockey. They've said he's got hockey like Ray Lee. We saw him clash with Whitebeard. Okay, he's the Emperor. Kaido, same thing. We haven't seen anything. We've heard stuff about Kaido, like recently in his reveal, one-on-one bet on Kaido, etc., but we don't know anything again. Same thing with Big Mom. We know she has her Soul fruit, and she has someone like as strong as Cracker underneath her. But again, that's all we know. So, what about the Admirals? Well, we know a lot more about them because we've seen them. I mean, did you see what happened between Sakazuki and Kuzan on Punk Hazard? Damn. Did you see what Fujitora did? Fujitora lifted up all the debris and wreckage of Dressrosa. The dude summoned down a meteor. They're clearly, and mind you, he got drafted as an Admiral. That's how powerful this guy is. Kizaru obviously moves at the speed of light, or arguably whatever you consider an incredibly fast speed. Clearly you couldn't move at the speed of light, because if you did, then you wouldn't have mass, so you couldn't actually hit anybody. So he moves at whatever speed is very, very, I don't want to say humanly possible, but scientifically possible without destroying parts of the Earth. Because you would rip up certain parts of the Earth at certain speeds. So, the Admirals we've seen do a lot of shit. They have way more feats than the Yonko, to be completely honest. So all this comes down to basically one literal event to decide. And that is Sakazuki versus Whitebeard. Now, a lot of people, and this is where the bias comes in, talk like Whitebeard completely owned Sakazuki. And I think about it, I'm like, what are these people? Did they read? Did they watch the same thing I saw? Like, that didn't happen, guys. A lot of people think that, and it didn't happen at all. Let me break down the fight for you. Sakazuki and Whitebeard fighted each other. Did my fuckstick ass just say fighted? Really? Okay, they start fighting. Now, you might say, oh, Whitebeard's old. I'm not saying he's not old. Whitebeard's sick. Well, is he sick or is he old? Because sometimes they kind of go hand in hand. It might just be he's old. Oh, he got stabbed by Squirtle. He did. It wasn't too big of a wound, apparently. Because, what? I mean, it stabbed him, sure, yeah. But he was just like, you fool. He didn't bleed from his mouth and nothing. He kept moving on, like it didn't happen. So I won't say that it didn't happen, but come on, let's be a little bit realistic. It wasn't like it altered the fate of the world. Then you have him and Sakazuki going at it. He coughs at one point. Because he's old, he's sick. Okay, well, now Sakazuki plants a fist right through his chest. For some odd reason, they were separated. I don't know why. It's not clear how the fight stopped between Sakazuki and Whitebeard. Maybe it was because Luffy had reached the clearing to get to Ace or something. I'm not sure. But they stop. Sakazuki proceeds to kill Ace. Then he goes to fight... what's his name? Kill Luffy, who is being protected by Jinbei, who he just kind of slapped aside like a bitch. Marco steps in. Everyone's like, oh, Marco can fight the Atlas. I don't think y'all were watching what I saw. He could put up a fight, but that doesn't mean he could beat them. He could never touch them. He's like, I'll protect them, and Sakazuki and him kind of have this like little orbs, like a blue flame and like a red flame, kind of going at it, and Sakazuki's like, what the fuck is this? And overpowers him and blasts him away. Then he goes to kill Luffy. And Whitebeard shows up behind him. And I want to be clear, it was from behind, guys. I know everybody's like, oh, Whitebeard, Whitebeard, Whitebeard. I get it. We're hyped because Whitebeard is a badass, but don't put down the other character just because you don't like him. Hey, be realistic here when you're analyzing things. He hits him from behind. Slams down from behind. Everyone's like, oh, that just means Sakazuki was weak. He couldn't tell. His observation... First of all, observation hockey has to be on. You have to have it on. People got sucker punched a lot in that war, guys. Are they all weaklings because they got... It happened. Sneak attacks were common in that war. Squirtle did it to Whitebeard! It doesn't count. Of course it doesn't count, right? So then Sakazuki rolls back after getting hit by that. I think he takes he punches Whitebeard and blows off half of Whitebeard's face. In the manga, it just kind of singes his face and like burns some of his mustache off. But he actually rips off like a part of Whitebeard's face. Okay, burns off part of his face, head, whatever you want to call it. That's gone. Whitebeard and him get into a close quarters fight. Whitebeard blocks a couple of attacks and then bats away Sakazuki. So now they're 2 hits apiece, technically, right? Sakazuki gets knocked back, kind of is on the floor prone. Whitebeard goes up to attack. Sakazuki springs up and blasts a second fist into Whitebeard's chest. This one he proceeds to pour lava into him. After pouring the lava into him, Whitebeard drops to his knee. Sakazuki stands over him. Now, I have to comment. Sakazuki, you are a fucking idiot. You should have finished him here. I don't know why you taunted him. Because you taunted him like a traditional villain, Whitebeard had enough time to go into a fucking flashback. He went into a flashback about Ace, which fueled him up and gave him the will to continue until his death. And I personally think at this point, he knew he was going to die, and he just was going to go out taking everyone out with him. That was what I personally thought. He got up, grabbed Sakazuki, flung him in the air, and then proceeded with all of his power to hit him. And I know this was his ultimate attack, because some people will say, oh, he could have done worse. Guys, if he could have done worse, he would have probably done it. But the thing is, you can say he could have done worse, but we'll never know now, will we? See, that's what I'm getting at. We'll never know. So, he hits with the strongest attack. This rips apart half of Marineford. Or a third, or whatever. I'm not the exact mathematician here. Sakazuki angrily curses Whitebeard as he falls down a chasm. This is what people say. He bodied, crushed him. Really? Where? Where did you see him body him? I didn't see him body him. He didn't body him, guys. Where do you see him getting bodied? He didn't. He didn't body him at all. He fell down a pit. Explain to me how falling down a pit means you lost. I don't get it. I'm pretty sure that doesn't mean shit. When Luffy got his arm put in gold and NL kicked him off the fucking Arc Maxim, did Luffy lose? Did anyone say he got bodied? No, he didn't. He was fine. He charged back up to get to that fight. If by that point someone had beaten NL, that's a similar situation right there. See what I'm getting at? I don't see how that... Fuck. Then, mind you, he fell down the pit until he grabbed hold of a rock, like a handhold, blasted a hole through the wall, went through the hole, and then dug his way up. By that point, Whitebeard had died. It wasn't much time, guys. It was a couple of minutes. Because right after that, Blackbeard showed up. Blackbeard showed up, proceeded to get into a fight with Whitebeard, which Whitebeard owned him like a bitch. And then Whitebeard got shot to death. Guys, Whitebeard, the greatest pirate, got killed by bullets. Bullets, guys. Do you really think he died from bullets, or do you think it was that half his head was gone and that he fucking had 2 holes in his chest and magma flowing around in his liquids? Come on. You're going to say bullets did it? They were hockey infused. Guys, seriously. The man he already went into a flashback. He already went into a flashback. These are traditional anime tropes of how you die. Let me tell you something. If I'm in an anime and I go into a flashback, I'm worried I might be dying, guys. That's what that means. Anyway, all jokes aside, Sakazuki comes out after that and proceeds to steamroll everyone in his path. I'm talking everyone. Whitebeard commanders left and right. Okay? Ivanov, Crocodile, Jimbei, Buggy, everyone in his way. You're fucked. There was literally a panel where all the Whitebeard commanders stepped in his way and were like, you're not getting past us. And he's like, bitch, please. And guess what? It's not like they stopped him. At that point, then he goes to kill Kobe, which a lot of people get mad about that. I don't see why. Why are you mad that he went to kill Kobe? I mean, okay, yeah, I get it. You don't like him because of that. That's fine. But that's normal. Okay? Getting killed for an act, because what Kobe did is basically mutiny. That's punishable by death in a lot of, I mean, maybe not common day stuff, but this anime clearly takes place in like 1600s with a twist of like science shit here and there that shouldn't be there, but come on, that's pretty natural to me. And then Shanks stops it. He's like, yeah, Shanks stopped him, he's a bitch, he got scared. He got annoyed, and he certainly might have been a little worried, like, oh, fuck, I gotta fight another? Really? So, I really think that a lot of people kind of blew this out of proportion because they're fans of Whitebeard. That's fine. You can be a fan of Whitebeard. I love Whitebeard. And you can talk shit, but when it comes down to it, if you're going to be asked a question, don't just be crazy and make up shit. Seriously, guys. What the fuck? That being said, I also think it's important to note that Whitebeard is very, very powerful, obviously. His fruit's incredibly dangerous. He was hampered. He wasn't able to use his fruit the whole time. But guess what? Magma's pretty fucking dangerous too. You can't just be throwing that out. So all the people were like, oh, well, he was worried about hurting his crew. That's why he didn't go all out. He was worried about killing hundreds of thousands of Marines, so he didn't go all out. It's the same thing. The feats the Admirals have done are greater, guys. I already brought up Fujitora. How about fucking Sakazuki and Kuzan changing the climate of an island forever? An island. We're not talking like a fucking town. I'm talking an island. You know how much running, if you watch the Punk Hazard arc, do you know how much running Zoro and Sanji and Brook do at one point? They're running for hours. Well, not hours, but and at anime speeds. Like, and it's just in the ice part. They're not even in the fire part. It's a fucking huge island. So, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was just, I really kind of wanted to address this idea that Admirals and Yonko are different tiers. They're clearly on the same tier. Now, does that mean that one is stronger than the other at some point? Yeah, sure. I'm sure Kaido is pretty fucking strong. I'm sure Kaido might be stronger than some of the Admirals. Or maybe stronger than, say, Blackbeard or Big Mom or whatever. Random. Pick one. But that doesn't change that they're still on the same tier. I don't know where this ideology came from that Admirals are weak and weaker than the Yonko. I don't think that's it at all. If anything, as far as feats go, you should probably be putting the Yonko below them because the Admirals have more feats. So, anyway, I just wanted to address that. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, this was my part 3 of my power creep. I just wanted to talk. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a like, comment, subscribe as always, and I will see you all in another video. This has been King Shadow Mega, signing off.